In our last video, we entered in the chords for the Robert Miles song Children, which you can see in that sheet music there. And now we're going to continue. Let's consider after about 8 bars of that sparse playing, we'd like to apply some kind of a rhythm to our chords at this point at bar 9. So what I'm actually going to do is right click on the number 9 here, just below it in fact, and type and push add locator. I'm going to call this bit the build up. So that's the point where I want to just put some rhythms to those chords instead of having a whole bar, semi-breves or whole notes. So what I'm going to do is right click right there. I've clicked on bar 9. I'm right clicking and choosing split. What that's done is actually split that into 2. I'm going to right click up here and rename this one to chords 2. In fact, I'm even going to change the color of it to a slightly different orange, just so then when I'm arranging my tune, I can see my different elements and I can place them. Okay, so what we're going to do is look down here at our chords, and I'm going to bring up some rhythms now. So the first option we have is a very, very famous rhythm called the tresillo, especially very famous in the 90s, in the 2010s. Lots of tunes like Ed Sheeran's Shape of You have that sort of da, 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 da. It's broken in 8th notes or quavers. You could say it's in 3, 3, 2. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that's the rhythm I'm going to choose. There are some other options there, which I'd encourage you to explore, but let's just choose that first one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click down on my grid. I'm going to change it into 8th notes. And suddenly you'll see that there are actually now some extra subdivisions appearing there in the grid, whereas on whole note, it didn't have those little subdivisions. It quantizes to those whole bars. So I'm going to click 1/8. I'm actually going to change, I'm going to highlight 3 notes at once. You don't have to do it this way, but if I actually draw a box around those 3 notes, I can then actually drag them back so they are 1, 2, 3 8th notes worth, 3 quavers. And then I could actually hold Control and duplicate them. If I Control drag them, I can copy them. Or I could just paint in some more notes, and I'm going to stretch those ones out. So I've now just created the 3, 3, 2 tresillo rhythm. Have a listen. And I want to apply that same rhythm up here. So let's repeat that process. Highlighting, I'm going to drag it back to 3. I'm going to copy it with Control C. I'm going to Control V it, or I could have Control dragged it. And then I'm actually going to just draw those last 3 in there. Okay, and then lengthen them. And I've got this one to do as well. So I'm going to drag it back to 3. I'm going to copy it, paste it, adjust the length, then copy all 3 of those, the whole bar worth, and paste it there. Let's have a listen to what we've got now. From bar 9 though. Okay, so now we've got some rhythm. From the start, it was quite sparse, just like this. So right now you can see how you can use chords rhythmically. It creates more motion in the song. So pretty much there, I'm going to save that. I'm going to make sure I've named it with my name in the title, and Children is the name of this song that we're covering. I'm actually just going to show you, you might stop there and move on to the next step, but I want to just show some of you a trickier rhythm. If I was just to sort of duplicate my initial chords 1, I'm going to rename it to chords 3. And I'm going to show you one of the trickier rhythms that includes semiquavers or 16th notes. Let's choose rhythm number 4 over there. I'm going to give it a different color as well. But let's go in independent color. There we go. Let's now change our grid to 16th notes. And we're going to go with that 4th rhythm. So the 4th rhythm started with 4 semiquavers. Those notes go for a whole beat. Now I'm going to try something fancy here. Let's go back a few steps. What if I highlighted, bring this one back to 1 bar as well. highlight all of those notes and drag their lengths back to 4, hit Control C, and I can be pasting multiple things there. I'll paste the next one and reduce it now to 3. Copy that, and then I'm going to copy it, paste it one more time, and just cut that length back to 2. And we managed to do the whole thing in a very efficient way, didn't we? Let's have a listen to the change from bar 13. So you hear even more motion there. So we've got 3 levels of chords. One thing I have to do though is just duplicate that bar where the chord actually is repeated, because you remember how in that the third chord is held for 2 bars. Okay, so that concludes this particular video. Make sure you save your work, and let's continue with something else next time.